All right, everybody, let's get right to it. What's going on for a Tuesday? Great to be back for the week. And just a quick shout out, something I'm posting now, and I want everyone to go to harmonictrader.com, check out. So, a lot of people missed out on the Black Friday session. And, we talked about that and why that was the time. But I have I understand. So, we'll do a slightly less holiday special for 25% off. So go to the blog and check that out. We'll post that. Here it is on the holiday menu bar. Please check that out. All right. So that'll solve that. And that's it. There's not going to be anything beyond this. So you got this time now, and probably, normally we just do 10%. Check that out. We will also, the other thing is, I'm going to do a crypto January webinar as a follow up to what we did first week of December. So that's available also on the Gold Members page. So if you want to see that webinar, check out the portfolio we put together. It's already working out quite well. Even at those prices for the first month, absolutely railing. But now, check it out. Bitcoin's already 10% off the all-time high, or off the recent high. Pretty nice. That's great. You want to see that. You don't want to see this thing go straight up to all-time new highs from here. I still say you're looking for a B point no matter what, but structurally for Bitcoin, it's probably going to swing off of the most recent pivots, the most recent inflections. This from March 22. A lot of people talking about that. So maybe a pause, maybe just a short-term digestion of do something like this. And, this isn't surprising. This was one of the possibilities of saying, okay, perfect money, connect the dot 886, go for a pause, and then challenge larger numbers. I mean, this is generally the spot we're looking for moving ahead. 48, 50, 54, doesn't matter. Also remember, from the crypto webinar, I'm willing to share this with most of the folks, that I'm really thinking this is a lot like the 2014 cycle. So you have to go back there a ways. And the thought being, I mean, such a beautiful pattern there. Go back to 2015, from 14 all the way down to 15, and then 16 you complete the U-shaped recovery. But each instance we had some correction. What I'm thinking is we get a short, swift correction and then really go. There's a few similarities, extended base. So we'll see. What's going on, chat? Great to see everybody. Mr. Ken, Iraqi Hassan, Jacob, Lawrence, Street Shark. What's up, Red? Red's in the house. Mr. Vegas, how are you? What's going on? Mateo. Everyone else. Evan, are we going to go long on Gala? Crazy? Because you've been Mr. Gala all along. Is Gala the one? Because I want to do a presentation on T coins. What's a T coin? It's kind of a joke, but it also is a nice class of speculative crypto. So, and I think something like Gala or VET, VE Chain, perfect T coin material. So let's be aware of what's going on currently on Bitcoin at the 45,000, 44,000 mark. It's no biggie. And in fact, you want prices on a discount. You're in an uptrend. Let's get something where a little pause, rotate out of Bitcoin, and then you rotate out of Bitcoin and you get other coins to move. Something like, check in on Ethereum really quick, because that has to hit 2450. That got pummeled recently. Okay, not bad though. Let me go to the daily chart. It's like this. Definitely some overbought readings. Short-term pause action, but 24.85. Nothing changes on that. Do we see that before the end of the year? Maybe. I think with the recent reaction off of the overbought signal, you might need a few more days before you turn around off of this. Come down, register, hit oversold, and then get ready to go again. That could be as low as this hop level at 2,000. Just be aware of that. Sets up another opportunity. Definitely. A couple more. How about Cardano? Cardano, anybody? I mean, if I had sound effects, I would be hitting the round of applause here. 25 cents to 64 at the high just over the weekend. Remarkable. I mean, round of applause, seriously. But look at the relative chart weekly, monthly. Maybe just look at the monthly, because I do think your longer term assessment here, and we're hyper focused on the daily for sure, but the real progress is going to be on these monthly candles. Yeah, Cardano but is that the start of more to come? Most likely. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that no matter what your evaluation, assessment, overall thoughts on crypto as a market, it was way overdone to the downside, and this snapback, and it could be any coin, is worthy of some kind of minimum 1618, or even if you go back to all-time 382, all-time 382 retracements across the board. If these are legit markets, or at least for now, they're not going to get put out by the SEC. It's not a bad assumption. Not a crazy assumption. And a few more. So some of these are giving you another opportunity. Like, I think Link, coming off of this $15 level, probably sets up. Where's the daily or 4-hour? Here you go. Daily's clearly headed back down. And we could get another high level continuation that I would wait for. And that might be as low as 13. Maybe just grind up here. It's not going to make the move now. HSI is clearly headed down. But these are the ones we want to line up. Few more. Here's something that I mentioned like a week or two ago, and I think it's now starting to wake up. Check out Cosmos, up 15% today. Massive patterns. This kind of reminds me of Link. And I don't, for this one to really get moving, to go to 14 or 15, that's the thought. You really started the kind of the wake up move. And there's, like I said, a lot of patterns down here on Cosmos that if we bust out of the larger base, you're talking upwards to 20, 25. But for now, get out of this $10, $8, $10 range and start to move. Yep. Awesome. What's up, Brain Freeze? You bought a very small amount of ADA at 25 cents. Yeah, well, it was a type 2 on Cardano, but certainly it was not, not the same. It was not as lively as it is now, and it woke up quite fast. But we did say this, be positioned in crypto by Halloween or Thanksgiving. and ride for 2024, maybe even to 2025 if it's super strong. But got to make this a bigger chart. The charts have been small. Been going back and reviewing. Really need to kind of increase and blow up those patterns so we can really see it, dissect it. But there's, that's one of many, and other ones that are, really done some consolidation, ready to go again. Check out, here's one, Filecoin. Okay, did a big Gartley right off the low. But that's still only a type 1. Right here, 450, you're there now. Probably setting up for go back and retest the 6 area. And you've got a number of bullish patterns down here. I just think this is a reactive low, a reaction, just a reactive pullback with this Gartley off of the low. Filecoin and ICP seem to be the two people really like to pair together as these speculative, super speculative crypto that were once 500 or 1,000. Now they're $4. But that one's got some patterns looking left, and you want to do the reaction and then fail on the next move. But 450, yeah, I'm fine on that. A few more. I want to get into some of the bigger market movers because we probably need to really start thinking about what's going on into the end of the year. And that starts literally now, and then what's going to happen come first week of January. Unbelievable. We are 3 weeks away from the first week of the year. So it's time to be considering lining that up for crypto as well. A few others. I'm trying to pull up things that haven't moved as much. That's tough to say, but here's one that it has moved now. Didn't move for a long time, but it's starting to play. And this is VE chain. And I just think we've stared at this one for a year. And now it's starting to move. It's got a lot of work to do. Okay. And but I think you've done what you need to do. You're starting the initial kind of 3-bar breakouts that need to happen. It's a big bat pattern. All right, there's the zone. We've got maybe some HSI at 250, 275. But this is eventually going to make its way above 3 and then get out of that zone. So a great one looking left hasn't made its move yet, but it will. It is still just in development phase for sure. A couple others of check out Avalanche. And someone asked me recently, here you go, what does it mean when you have saucer separation? I use that term of if it was this or Solana, like what does that mean? And it's really the point where you anticipate the price action to take off. It's done doing this basing formation, just like what we're looking for in terms of VE chain, but it gets above, gets out of the zone, and takes on a new character. Saucer separation, it's just a Star Trek, geek reference of separating from the mothership, but, where the ship goes into two. But what it does is basically, this is over, and now we start to go for the acceleration phase, just on a structural assessment. You're above 20, the ABCD component, that's the top end of the range. Once you get above $27, and we've been talking about that for a while, you accelerate, go to target 1. And that doesn't change. That's still what we're looking for up to, at least for this reaction off the mass weekly pattern. Avalanche, Solana, they're all doing what we're anticipating stuff like VE Chain to do. Things that haven't fully moved yet. They just haven't gotten there. But there you go. I mean, that's spot on for Avalanche. That's one of our picks as well for the portfolio. Here's the other thing, Solana. It's remarkable. It's starting to get a little top heavy, but for what, you know? We're back-to-back patterns right now. Check out, it is hitting resistance off of this crab pattern. So just a weekly structure. This could be a point where we consolidate, and that would be fine. But target one on the weekly still 121.55. All right, so that's just be patient with it. Solana's going to give you an opportunity. I mean, kind of like cat's out of the bag now with the start of that kind of a move. And I do think target one eventually happens, but let's look for it like this. You know, let it come off. Does it come all the way back to 45 structurally? We'll see. What I think happens is you grind. If it's really strong, you stay up in this 55 to 65 area. I do think it'll come in a little bit more. But you trigger some kind of high-level continuation. You got a ways to go. You're not even there. You're not even out of the amplified. There's your amplified zone. But we see already, check it out. This is a big deal. I'm going to be going to this technique a lot going forward to anticipate these, not only these pullbacks, but where to get in on the return move. Like this should come out, give you a complex structure. So whatever the price move is, it's going to be reactive. And then if we're looking to add or get in a new position, it's down here and we catch that return move like that. So we're not even out, haven't even started the scenario. But between that pattern and that formation, don't be surprised to see Solana just get capped, at least for now. But love the weekly pattern. I would be looking for entries against this. Couple more. Coins before I go to the major market. Hold on one second. My Discord folks are going nuts. Sorry, guys. I had to cancel that out. Thank you. Great. One or two more things that I just think are long-term inevitabilities. Here's Axie Infinity and massive all-time 886. This is a beautiful T-coin possibility. You're down here at former high, all-time 160. $5, but you've got plenty of things here. There you go, big patterns off the top. And now we're in this, again, weaving our way through this base. We've seen it in many other patterns. You go into this smaller range for a year or so, but we set up with some bearish patterns and do the reaction and then the explosion for the launch phase. And you're doing that while retesting other structures like Axie down here at 675, no brainer. That's right at 7. It just hit there. What was that, yesterday? Hit 680. I like it. I mean, these are the ones that have yet to move, but they're going to play catch up. And that's, I just want to feature the ones that have fat patterns. Few more. Where is Phantom? So Phantom, there's a few of these that have held up strong in the last 24 hours, things that got knocked down. This is another one, and it's a target one. It's up there. Okay, it's a little overextended, but look, we're waiting for this. We're strategizing for this thing to not only break out but start the march out of this very low consolidation zone, realizing that 382 or 50% on something like this, okay, is not out of the realm of possibility. You know, just a 382 recovery bounce gets you to 140, 145, 50%, 175, 180. You see what I'm saying? These haven't moved yet. And then, of course, you got to look at stuff like Metaverse that started the move, and then they got really smacked down recently. Where's Sandbox? There you go. Yeah, that was as high as 60 recently. But we know we have patterns here. It's impressive. Sandbox is definitely just a matter of time. It's a long extending base. It'll take more time to bust out of here, but once it does, it's going to use this big pattern structure. I think it's on a weekly as well, and there it is. Bang. That's a perfect example of patterns looking left. Target one would be the whole play. We've been talking about this since mid 30s, 35, 40. I would even still say this at 50 to go to target one, and you do the math. It's a 7x from current levels. Stay with that. Listen, it's going to be the challenge of, especially with these T coins, that they're going to do moves, and sometimes, some cases, they might go 100% and then correct all the way back 90% again, and do that a few times before they get moving. Is FOMC today? I'm Mateo's. That's a great question. Evan would be the guy to ask. I don't know, a couple more. What's up, Ivan? Ivan wants to look at TrueFi. The only reason why I think that is something to look at is because I think anything Fi is probably a good place to be looking for recovery. Yeah, not. That's the Coinbase feed. That's a nickel. It was a pattern down here. You're getting a T2 at 3 cents, and it did move. This is just a matter of time. A little deep crab, maybe. Again, this would be a perfect T coin. I wonder what the market cap on this is, but 99.9% correction, come down, go to 5 cents off of the crab, and then go. 5 to 12 cents could happen. Thanks, Evan. Appreciate it. It's tomorrow for the clown show. Powell and Bailey. Barnum and Powell. Anyway, kind of reminds me of Cardano, quite frankly, before its move. TrueFi. That does remind me of Cardano at 25 cents. And that was whatever it was. Nice one. I will note that. I will put that in the Discord. How about that? Copy that. I'll put that in Discord. Where are my folks? Here's Discord. Thanks, Evan. I'm looking for new opportunities. I'm looking for new coins. I'm looking for volume leaders, things that are really going off, because I do think there's opportunities even after they've run. Solana, Avalanche, those are the bigger ones. But things like this, sorry, hold on. Where'd it go? Super Farm. Okay. And that might not even be the one I'm thinking about. That's going off. That's been a little crazy. That's not the one I'm thinking about though. Super Farm, 5-minute basis. All right, there's a great pattern, 5-minute pattern, but just trading it. But that's not the one I'm thinking about. What is this? Anyone know what this Celestia is and why it would do such a move like this? If this finance or layer 2, web 3, wide receiver 4 hike. Celestia. No idea what that is. Trying to find out. I'm picking off these new ones that are coming to Coinbase, and that seems to be a good bet that will continue. People will rush into no matter what, but if they've got some serious value, you might get stuff like this where, I mean, we're talking back here 230. Now you're talking 1250. Justin, you're the guy for that. No, it's Celestia is TIA USD. Let me know. But that's one. So a couple more. Just brand new. And these are way out there. Okay? Way out there. Where's this? And most of them are on Coinbase or Gemini, Binance. Here's this Gods Unchained. So this is probably for the gaming situation. But Gods Unchained, GODS on Coinbase has moved. I mean, it's remarkable. You're talking 15 on the end here. 14 cents up to 45. That's a triple. But hey, if that pulls back, another 5-7 cents, you're going to look at a minimum 382 and go to the weekly chart. This has got a heck of a range. So let's just get in front of this. I don't want to chase anything, but let's try to continue to get new ideas. Not just going to get stuck on the same ones because a lot of these have yet to move. A couple more. Jose, no, I won't do stuff like that. I mean, just for whatever reason. I don't want to be that. I mean, that's beyond T-Coin. I want to be reasonable with the T-Coin's top 200 because the whole concept there is looking for things that are like 30, 50 million up to, I don't know, 500 million that then go to a billion or 10 billion even in terms of concepts. A few others. Listen, things that haven't really moved, and let's try to keep the conversation on that mostly. Synthetics. I have brought this up many times. But another one that keeps pushing XA level is 359, 360. This is a great example of saucer separation. Take a look. Here's the zone. And in that zone, 359, 360, once we got there, I mean, it was, hit the zone there, a little pause and break out, follow through. So you should see that go on like a bar over bar line, but it will climb. It'll take months and months to climb, but you're seeing what you need to see coming out of there. Also, look at the price action. 3, 6, 8, 9 weeks out of that low, mostly bullish. And that's what we want to see. I mean, there's other things we could look at. We can look at what's Amplified doing. Yeah, it's overbought, but still expanding. HSI starting to roll over. I'll watch it, but early. And something like synthetics, look, the larger zone, the all-time pattern, and we're looking at this all-time pattern in the same way we're looking at Bitcoin or Ethereum all-time patterns from last cycle, to not only mark the low, but then set up the targets. Target 1, 13.25. Target 2, 19.25. Minimum. And then if it's really going to go, so I'm not saying this, but I'm just proposing the measurements, and think of it this way. So you have some kind of clue where these things can go if they really pop off. Hey, we get to target 1, mission accomplished, phenomenal opportunity, take it and run and be happy. But if we blow through that, or things really start to heat up, I mean, we'll know as we get there. And maybe in a crazy kind of environment that heats up with synthetics, I'm just saying, the possibilities, the measured possibilities like this. We would simply just be thinking all-time 886, and I've done this before, but that puts you around 26, or massive 1618 new cycle move. And that would be 47. Okay, 10x from current levels. But that's the thought on it, depending on how we come out of the zone. I think synthetics is starting to heat up. Doesn't matter that it took a year. In fact, this might end up being beneficial to the whole bear market structure, because it did consolidate for so long, and then you build up a new support zone, a launching pad, if you will. I mean, this is technically, it's a beautiful chart. If you're looking for a bullish resumption of a major trend, it's like this. What's up, Drew? Drew Abbott wants to look at CRV, and I think we should. That's a good one too. I've mentioned that before, since even the mid 50s, and even at 55 recently, where big patterns on this. Where's the weekly all-time? There's the Coinbase feed. Here's the daily, and that's fine for me for now. XA level was at 50 cents. I know we talked about this in November, and you had, look at all the patterns down there. And this is still early. If you were looking at this, you'd take all the patterns off, you'd say, oh, okay, that's up 50%. I'm chasing it. Not really. Take off the patterns. Okay, that's 39, 40 cents. That's actually, wow, 71, 72 cents. It's a nice 50% move, but bring the patterns back on. What do the levels suggest? You're deep scraping lows here. Again, Cardano. This is another Cardano before the bigger recovery bounce. And I will use that liberally, but it was so visible. I mean, it was just like we were staring Cardano right in the face. Let's stare this right in the face and say, okay, you're 63 cents. Anywhere 50, 51, I'd even say 62 cents. So generally, like 50 to 60 cents is a major support zone. If you're in that zone and you start buying down there, you're probably not getting hurt for a longer term play. And, big patterns. 375, still target 1. Synthetics looking for an entry? Absolutely. I mean, we have talked about synthetics for a while. You're looking for just continuation signal at this point, which you almost have. Let me blow this up. I'm tired of having these small charts. There you go. So here's a shark overextended, but boy, you get to 57 cents. That shark turns into a 5-0. And it could be something like this. Come down to 57 and then really launch. And the thing is, with that 50% target being there, turns it into a 5-0, and that's where you can structurally you do the retest and then you go more. So check that out. A couple more. Here's one or two more. This is something. Here's this Cortex that seems to be with those AI stocks. Flew up hard to 50 cents, came back for the retracement, now threatening. I'm watching it here right at 40 cents. But this is like Stacks and Fetch and a lot of these. I mean, they came through it down hard, but remember, coming off of big patterns. Look at that. Cortex. Where were we? 14. We were in Fetch and we were in Cardano. And Bitcoin hadn't done its move. But that's still, get your eye on that one, because if that's the start of the larger move, you got things looking left. And a situation like that goes at least, again, 382, 50% on this move. One or two more. Bullish engulfing on Bitcoin on an hourly basis. I'll circle back. Oh, here was the one I was looking for. Somebody tell me what this big time is. Is this a game thing? What's the project? It's a great team. There's an airdrop soon. I have no idea. I don't know what that is, but boy, I want to find more of those. I want to find more and more of those. Big time. Don't know. AGIX is like those others. So AGIX back at 30. It's just that this isn't a long-term uptrend. Remember, I was showing that regression channel for Bitcoin before the pop, before the big move. Hold on. Where is it? I always lose this thing. No, it's here. Thank you. Sorry for that. It's like this. And that just continues. That's a high level accumulation before a moon. And then what you're looking for is that thing to just continue this rally into next year, but that's it. Nothing really changes there. What's going on? Mitch Ray is in the house. My carnivorous friend. Are we ready for Saturday? I'm ready. I'm gonna fast, man. I am not gonna eat any meat until Saturday night. I just don't know if I want to waste it with some kind of seafood. It might just be exclusively shrimp. I mean, steak. Anyway, we'll square up on that. Isn't the curve Dow a crab pattern approaching the 1618D? Could be. But again, any of those patterns are setups for the reaction. Like if you get a bearish pattern, let's take a look. Yeah. There's probably it's a shark. I see what you're saying, but regardless, in such a strong market uptrend, larger time frame is definitely ruling this. We want to see a pullback because that's the reaction move. And then if the larger time frame is still fully in charge, which it is, it does the reaction, comes back, and then it explodes through, and you go to those, go back to your daily or weekly time frames. Yeah, look, there's curve. That bat pattern on curve is beautiful. I mean, it's back to back. There you go. I mean, curve's got three patterns here This is that's like Compound. Reminds me of Compound, Zcash, Cardano, whole bunch of these. Really nice. Here's another one, folks. Crypto.com. Okay, I know it's not a sexy AI. Maybe it was looking to go, might have been in trouble with all that other FTX. I think it survived. I think it is a perfect T coin example, and if they're surviving and Coinbase is doing what it's doing, this should get a 382 bounce. It's something like come down here, go to 382. That's 40. And then I know on the daily, off the low, yeah, there it is. It's a crab pattern. Can't really. Let me clean it up. Hold on. That makes it better. So another one, listen, there's the pattern on CRO, crypto.com. And despite all of this in the last year, focus on the hop level of that crab at 9 cents. And then focus on this thing building a base at 9 cents. Structurally, that is a what they would call definitive super base. It's not an ideal Wyckoff accumulation base formation. Fairly close, but technically just static rectangular base. I'm all about it because it's once we get through this level and you get a move above 11.5, 12 cents, there is nothing but air. And if I'm measuring this, just saying that's a delayed reaction, 30 cents minimum. So that's, I want these style, I want these patterns so that when this next cycle begins, I have real measurable levels to go off of. And then, if it's going to go crazy, it'll go crazy at those targets. But this is the place to be strategizing. 9 cents, I'm fine with that. Terminal bar, the terminal bar for the crab pattern was 15.98. So this thing was, I personally feel like overdone, priced for bankruptcy. Now it's turning around. We've seen that so many times. Whole lot of stocks that have done that recently too. Okay, I do want to look at the totals and then just kind of ask you guys to, so some of the things I'm thinking about changing, because I think 2024, we want to be fully lit, fully just bring a higher game for next year. So I'm going to just give you guys a quick shout out and say, if you got any feedback for the show, make it better. I want to hear music in the background or no music, better charts, more technical or educational or less. I'm wide open. Send me a comment to harmonictrader@gmail.com or hit me up on the Discord. Anyway, here's total crypto market cap. After nice flush yesterday, thank you. You're really grateful for something like that. You really are. And just lets a lot of air out of the tires. And look how far HSI already came down since this most recent run. If you could get a little more follow through and trigger oversold, that would be fantastic. So a whole lot there that's, better, a nice setup to come into the end of the year. And that's really what you're looking for. You're looking for this, a short term, if it's a 4-hour or maybe even a daily oversold reading. That's XRP. Did we even go into XRP yet? XRP seems to be lagging, right? 60 cents, 62 cents. I still think 62 cents, Fine by me. 60 cents. It's a gift. There's the bigger target. There's the pattern. Bat, Gartley. We've talked about that before, but it's all about this high level HSI. All those yellow dots up there, and you're just waiting for this to do the continuation off that high level. A couple more, and then I do need to get to Qs and SPY. Algo, Steven, what's going on? Yeah, good to mention that, because talk about starting to try to make a real move. You know, that was 9, recently hit 22, but it took a while. You know, it did a lot of grinding action in terms of the double. But here you are. It's a shark right off the low. Can you get back to 15 cents? Like a real launch pad for Algo would be something like that, and then explode. And remember, you know, I mean, 8 cents, that's the dream, to be buying things like this and then riding it, making it through the first thrust. And then look, when you're down here, you're saying, what's the minimum possible? I mean, that's a big wick. You got to go with, I don't know, get the consensus feed if it's Binance or Coinbase, something like that. What's this? Coinbase. There you go. And for Algo, it did catch my eye recently when it made that move to 20. I didn't really have any patterns off of it, but you know, if you're looking at it, just throw up the 382. Oh, 382 gets you to 115, 120, something like that. It'll take time. But that as a minimum target from whatever this is going to be down here. Question is, are you going to wait for a pullback? You know, can it get back to 15 cents? Possibly, I think so. Yeah, there's a 4-hour chart. Check it out. A little deep crab, regular crab. You know, target one on that would be 15 and then go again. We've seen that many, many times. Let's do that. Oh, you know, we did not get to total 3. Who said that? A couple more. Let me do total 3 and the DeFi. So I bring this up because you want to speculate in those coins that you're looking to do the 30, 50, 100x moves. This index needs to be really moving. And look, there's a weekly, there's a daily, sorry. Daily popped up this crab recently, and you have stalled out for now. Stalled out at really just shy of 480, 470 billion. But another one where even if we went sideways, you're just looking for the next oversold or target one, and then to really continue, and not only continue, but continue in a vigorous way where that next move, maybe this is the pause, and then you set up for the end of the month. Now, a couple of people did mention also, what about December 21, the whole solstice argument? And, you know, this nothing to do with astrology other than the observation that, hey, for whatever reason, crypto has been doing inflection points. Spring solstice, summer solstice, March 21st, June 21. I mean, if we were buying September 21, how would we look now? Pretty good. But what about here? I thought we would do a high level inflection, like rally into it. Maybe we do a pause and then go again. But that's total 3. And that lines up. Total DeFi index at 62 billion. The reason why, look, those have beautiful patterns all over the place. This most recent structure on total DeFi, that was at 63.7 billion. pausing, clearly pausing. So let's just be aware that this pause sideways grind, that could happen. We're not ready for a total bust out just yet. Pretty close. And the target is still up here at 98 billion, 99, call it 100. Trying to get to 100 billion, but that's quite a move. That'll take some time. It's good though. I mean, I really was wondering if we'd go straight to 48 and then have a nasty retracement. I'd rather see this thing continue to grind and build higher. Yeah, tax. That's a good one, Dustin. Saying tax harvesting. Certainly, taxes are going to play into it. There's a lot of people getting out. They're going to get right back in come January. Just a thought. Speaking about taxes and gains, we got to look at the Qs. Let's jump over there quickly. 397, folks. I mean, this is just, where's it going? I mean, this is going to be, yeah, high level 5-minute HSI at 396. It continues. We know that there's weekly patterns up here, but the levels are higher even for the Qs. This is, look, it's not easy after such a run to say, hey, this is going to go higher, but the measured levels, ever since this bullish confirmation in September, you know, the summer reaction, that's all it was, now going to take you up into these higher zone levels. It could be a shark. The other, again, baseline pattern we've been talking about is this crab. So let me take off the shark. Although the shark is it's a bigger formation, I still say the crab pattern. I said the crab pattern. Looks like this. Even that has the hop level. It's kind of getting just sucked up into that zone. So there's the drift off move. You are hitting overbought at the moment, but that could stay there. You know, it's just hitting now this week. Kind of the scenario where, geez, QQQ 400's looking light. 418 hop level off of that crab. Yeah, that makes more sense to me. It's remarkably strong, and I don't see why it would stop just because you're, you know, coming into end of the year. If anything, I think people are going to look to grab positions that they weren't exposed to just to get it on their books and then sell other things that or throw other things away. I'll talk about that in a second. You've got a few things there, but listen, weekly or even your monthly, I mean, okay, you're coming up here, you're at the all-time on the monthly 886. Let's see what happens here. Even if we have an HSI, but even if we're going to develop some kind of dot, you would need 2 bearish months to generate a dot. So you're in that at least this final push phase, you know, kind of like here, but on the bullish side from last year, but you still have a little ways to go. I would say push up above the new highs, and then we really see, but that's like 410, maybe 418. Also, SPY. Never say die SPY. I mean, that's just retesting HSI. You're up here. Your 886s, 36. You're 462 now. That's a monthly chart. Here's the weekly chart. And pretty remarkable. Ever since that deep crab from a year ago, 357. How do you know if this stuff's not going to go back? Which is, you know, it's not an easy thing to know every time, but you go with the obvious continuation signals. This HSI signal that triggered right there, That was back in late October. Massive for this type 1. And I think you just continue to ride that until whatever the next overbought signal is, if it's on this weekly. So most of the folks are just looking at this peak here and that prior peak. Are we going to take those out at 478, 480? Most likely. We have done the dance, especially for harmonic patterns. Okay, on the daily time frame, we've thoroughly tested a lot of the zones now. Here's the type 2. Let me trace it out this way. And it's sometimes it's tricky because how do you know when the thing is officially failed? Let's look at the signs. Just going off of the crab pattern. So this was the type 1 reaction. It was perfect. That actually helps out the whole scenario. So we're here on the retest. T2 right there. I don't know if you can see it. Let me really blow it up. All right, that's the start. That's the first place to start thinking about looking for confirmation. Could this retest of the pattern, could that be it right here? But where's the dot? All the way up here. So really 458, 460 is the true confirmed type 2 area. What's going on there? Clear breakout. 3-4 days sideways and then a failure. I mean, if you were positioned in here with a stop above the prior high, you're out. That's a losing trade on that type 2. All right, but it is extremely strong up into that area. So be aware of that. Then you default back to your weekly time frame. What are the possibilities up here on the weekly? Not a heck of a lot. I mean, connecting dots, it looks like this. I know that the potential patterns tracing this out, the software is. I don't have that setting on right now, but we can connect dots and just say, all right, this thing is right now perfect. 495 on the SPY, folks. That makes sense. That does make sense. And I'm talking now. So let's just focus on now, getting into January, because if we're going to go with that trend and say that's continues to happen, well, where is it happening? It's semiconductors. Yeah, it's Magnificent 7, but it's also semis. And here's SMH. Okay, 167.33, all-time new highs. Beautiful bat pattern on the weekly, but nothing. No confirmation. This goes at least 170. I think it violates it, goes higher because you didn't get the reaction. Weekly chart. And a couple of the ones that I've highlighted, stuff like Advanced Micro, 136. We've been talking about that since 95. It was, remember the shark down here? Looks like this. Oh, I have it turned off. Let's get the bullish patterns back on. There you go. Get my pattern settings back on. And this is another one where not easy with these, but look, a beautiful, wasn't a perfect type 2, but a beautiful type 1 against this bearish pattern. It looks like it wants to break out. Notice the last daily HSI was bullish just a week ago, and that continuation bumped it 20 points off of that signal. So I'm not saying jump on this, although everyone, AMD should definitely be a top pick, anticipating the breakout. I mean, look, here's the monthly chart. Here's the monthly chart. Okay, the monthly chart, and you break out on that monthly chart, 163. This thing is just, it will continue. And this is the thought really for going into next year. What are the things that are leading? Semis, top of the list. What's potentially at stake here? I mean, massive correction. So if that was the bear market move, and oh, look, this is almost a perfect 618. So what does that do? That gives you a 1618 expansion. That's the kind of rationale, connect the dot assessment you need to be making now to be positioning early in the year for that ultimate realization. I think these major breakouts could come before the end of the first quarter into March. And once they do, the acceleration follow through gets you right into the election. Keep an eye on that. But that's a strong chart. And this all-time ABCD approximation with a 618 all-time to 240, whatever is, it's not a biggie. And that's probably better than even NVIDIA. I mean, here's NVIDIA. Okay, it's having a tough time getting through 500. It will. But, you know, if you're NVIDIA or you want to compare to NVIDIA, you know, AMD is here. Or it's more like they're about to do that. Keep an eye on that. The other one, I'm going to repeat myself. I think it's important to just hyper focus on those top shelf opportunities that are working out. Listen, Intel, I just think this thing was thrown away. When it was down at 30, it was a monster opportunity. We know that the monthly chart, it's a return move to retest the all-time highs or the recent highs. So that puts you back at 52 from current levels. And then you go to the weekly. We know there's a deep crab. It's already at target 1. I have featured this at 28, 30, 32, 34, 38, 40. I would say 42. I would say 44. All of this target 2 is at 51.72. So for this move, that makes sense to me. Why wouldn't it be an Gartley instead of an ABCD? Which one, Mateo? Please let me know. Why wouldn't it be a Gartley? Oh, because, well, the strength of, I think you're talking about AMD. The strength of these monthly candles, they're big candles. You know, when your CD leg, let's say you have an ABCD and your AB leg is 10 bars and your CD leg is 2 bars. Symmetry's whack. I mean, it's telling you it's making up a lot of ground quickly in the move with more to go. That's kind of like what Bitcoin's telling us right now. Bitcoin's covering a lot of ground long before the cycle, the halving cycle has begun. So if you're going to do triple digit returns before this halving even begins, and historically, the bulk of the returns relative to that first half are multiples, 3, 2, 3 or more X, tells you the whole move's going to be big. But I like these, and this is a place to be fishing. And there's even stuff like, look, Broadcom. I mean, this thing is a monster. That's a monster breakout, okay? And this is, I'm not saying chase it yet, but the importance of these moves, these breakouts, especially going into the end of the year, people are piling into this because they're under-owned. But that's one. Broadcom. You know, here's something that was a 3 ideas for my folks. It took months to work out, but I think Qualcomm is another one. Now 135. And Qualcomm, I think, makes the run to retest the all-time highs. 886. Go make your move back to the 886. And we have, where's the, yeah, look at all these bullish patterns on Qualcomm. Qualcomm had, 4 or 5 bullish patterns in this consolidation zone. Generally, you might say, well, how do I know which one's going to work? You use it for the whole zone. And we could have some kind of retracement. This thing has already moved from, 105 to 135. But what I'm talking about, and especially anticipating for next year, is a resolution of the downtrend where, hey, we finally say enough. Let's stabilize either this, or you go, really, that's probably the appropriate low. And then Qualcomm, at a minimum, does a bat pattern, 886, something like that, when they play catch up. A couple of those other damaged semis like Wolf Speed, I've talked about this. Yeah, you're bottom fishing, but I think this thing does come back. A couple at 48. Here's the weekly, 31 bucks. A lot going on there. A lot going on. A couple more. Let's look at the diamonds. Dow Diamonds, doing impressive things. Ready to break out all-time new highs. I mean, that's probably this week. Probably before Friday. And once it does, I think the length of time that has happened up here for the diamonds puts it in such a strong position that this is, I mean, you could say it's a head and shoulders up here, this kind of accumulation base, the minimum assumption that we can make for the industrial average. It's not a Gartley. It's not a bat. It's not really, I mean, maybe we could trace a shark. You could say maybe it's a shark pattern connecting dots like this. Go to the 1618, 113. Yeah, I mean, it's like that. But that's 380, 379.50. You're 366. That's close the gap between now and, say, Jan 30. That makes sense. Really, we're just 4 of the 5 points are there. You're half away within that last segment, 2/3 of the way. Just close the gap into that last push. But the structure, the type of consolidation zone, some people would look at head and shoulders. I'm going to say trace out the W or the, MW possibility. So the W formation is like this. Your B point is there at an 84% deep crab. There's C point at a 50, a perfect 50, and then take that up to a 1618. And that deep crab, so 1618 is 424. With a deep crab alignment, it's even better. Deep crab alignment gets you, say, with a 1618, that's a minimum. What if it goes overspill move, 1902? 445, 450. These are longer term targets, but you link up, connect dots, put the measurements there. Those are the kind of projections that are, not crazy. All right, a few more, and then I really need to get going. You guys if you have a few you want to throw out there, let me know. Dave, you have a question. Dave's asking about the Discord. Dave, get over to harmonictrader.com and become a basic member. Access the Discord for right now through that information, but make sure you're a basic member. Also, some people asked me about the books I referenced, especially Volume 2. Those PDFs are right here. Just click the link. Okay, click the link. The PDF will open and go there. But become a basic member and then connect through the Discord. And if you have any questions on the Discord, send me a note or send Miss Stephanie a note on the Discord. Okay, right there. Also, holiday special for those that came in late. A lot of people asked, they missed out on the Black Friday specials. So, I'm not going to be, I want to help you guys out. So we will do a holiday special. It starts now, 25% off. It's valid till January 1st. You get the gold membership, whether it's annual or pro lifetime. Okay, you get the gold membership up until February 1st. And we're going to do a T-coin presentation, okay? make sure to use this code. Where's the code? Hold on. I'll have to update that code. I'll update it in a second. But it's available right there on the website, okay? You have any questions, you guys can email me too. Go to Harmonic Trader Holiday Special right there. The coupon code is, I can't believe I don't have this. Hold on. It's HPC 25%, right? I have to look at this. A little confusing morning. Anyway, meanwhile, while I'm looking for that, you guys have 2 minutes to put up some symbols, and we'll get through that, and then we'll get out of here. Okay? What do you want to look at? Anything. Crypto, stocks, indices. Oh, I did while you guys are doing that, we need to address crude oil. So it's here. Crude oil hit target 2. Not Chilean pesos, but crude oil futures, $70. Okay? We hit it. That's huge. Okay, down here. Where's the daily? Oh, I know what I did. Sorry, where's the daily here for the type 2? Hold on. Something's not right. Where's the $70, that type 2? We're right there. I mean, we're 68 at the moment, but I'm looking for the pattern. Hold on. Really annoying. Let's do this one. Hold on, guys. This is... Where's my chart? Well, here's Brent. There's a BAP pattern on Brent, basically a $5 difference. And Brent's retesting this other Gartley. So start looking on crude oil is my point. I don't know what the hell happened to my other... Light sweet crude should have come up with the perfect BAP pattern. Regardless, 68, 70 bucks. Start looking. Literally today's first day. And I'll share this. So looking at things like Valero on this move. Big patterns coming down for a retest. You're like 120, 112 on Valero. I think these are going to get thrown away as we get to the end of the year. So you literally probably have a 3 to 5 day window last week of the year. They'll come down, they'll hit these zones. I think they're going to be pretty hard. They'll throw this stuff away pretty quickly. The other one was Occidental. But big 2 of 2 patterns. And I'll find out what happened to the other light sweet chart. There you go. Shark pattern. Somewhere around 54. Notice how these are, sinking to the lows of the year. That's what we want. Still a little early, but that's going to be one of the focuses. The other thing, we want to do low floaters. And I'll talk about that on Thursday. Low floaters are the big patterns. Now, good examples of that are like Snap. Okay, Snap is really taken off, but massive. Look at Snap. I've mentioned this before. Massive shark pattern, but I think it's time to embrace the low floaters. Low floaters that haven't run are probably going to run start January. Some of those that are like this, they're like Under Armour. It's been one we've mentioned before. Big pattern here. I said big pattern. Where is it? Maybe that was a daily. Yeah, daily crab pattern down here around 6. But, a lot of like the altcoin, T coin. These are the T coins, the stock market. Couple more. Let's go through your list here. A couple guys want Palantir. I think Palantir, very tradable, day trade, swing trade. As this thing stair steps back up. Oh, daily HSI we just generated. And look, how many times has that happened and it worked? Since the low? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would be our 6th time. So I like Palantir down here. Didn't we have an hourly? We have something big down here. Bat pattern, but no, we had something. Extended hours chart. Maybe it's in a 5-minute. I just saw something on Palantir recently. Yeah, I don't even think it's this. It's not 17. More about the daily time frame. I mean, Palantir, there's other ones that are moving really well. Oh, I know what it was. You know what? Carnival Cruise is in a great spot daily and weekly, and then 5-minute time frame just yesterday. Yeah, here we go. So I posted this in the Discord yesterday. Coming off of this crab pattern, go to return. Stocks like that, those are great low bar, low floater. All right, a few more. Chewy's. I know a guy named Chewy. Chewy, what's up, Chewy? Chewy. Concept, retailer, daily, weekly. If this isn't a consolidation zone, it's probably going to break out eventually. I think the one to look at is Macy's. I mentioned that last time. Whole bunch of numbers on Chewy at 18. Ooh, who said that? L Thinking Cap, nice one. You must have the software. Because now that's a low floater I can float into. Because it's a bat pattern all time. There's confirmation. You might be sitting on that for a while, but I like that. Couple more. DraftKings for Steady. What's up, Steady? DraftKings, D-King. You know what? This thing's almost at target. Check out target 1. Yeah, it hit 39.17, and it's backing off right now. Beautiful. You got to let that generate some kind of oversold on the daily or weekly. I will say that Penn Gaming is probably better prospects. Check this out. I mean, and talk about another year-end candidate. You see patterns like this, all right? Don't be surprised if they go retest the lows for the year, but this is exactly the kind of structure I want to be looking for. We get a retest in the next 2 weeks, 21.75, bang, you go for January. Couple more. What's up, Carthago? Carthago wants to partake of some cannabis. And with Tilray, it's tough to be in this space. Most people that are in this space probably don't realize it, but um, it's another one where, hold your nose. Sorry for the puns, but um, they're going to get sold into the end of the year. Will they pop come the new year? I mean, you would have thought that this administration would have legalized completely. There's patterns here, no doubt, but I think this is an allocation issue. If you like what you see, if it's Tilray or if it's Canopy, maybe even Curaleaf is probably better in the space. Curaleaf, where'd you go? You do a slow allocation, and if it starts to work, you add to the position. Here's Curaleaf, and there's some patterns in some of these, weekly. And I would look at that, the hop level at 335, but again, going hard into something like that, not yet. Not yet. A few more. UNG, okay, UNG 455. Look, hop level down here. This thing's getting killed. Final move 252. Under 7 was the play, and where's the confirmation? Finally now. So 454. I mean, this thing is so toast. You got to wait for that to pop out on the weekly. Under 7. Now 454. But another one that's going to get sold into the end of the year and then probably turns right around come January. This should be it. Even the daily's overdone, overcooked. What's that little pattern? 509, 350, 356 is the number, guys. When it gets to 356, someone send me a note or just set an alert. That's about as washed out as you can get. Look at all that. 356. Yeah, the Widowmaker for sure. But that'll pop up. I mean, we said all along this thing is would need a lot more time. I think the beginning of the year is when we really were like, no, this is not going to do it. Or even a year ago, we were looking at 9, and it basically flushed beyond 9, and we're like, nope, it's going to take a while. But there's other ones. I think some of those integrators and some of those refiners are the way to go. A few other ones. Yeah, I mean, it's like if it's not, it doesn't take long to see that's not going to work out. Silver. Well, silver, gold. I think silver needs to ride on the back of gold. I think gold's going to go first, and then silver follows. Stuck at 20-something. Well, there's a type 2 at 2178, so I'd be interested in that. What's the weekly or monthly look like? Oh boy, look at that monthly silver futures. So that was a perfect type 2 at 18. Yeah, I just hold on to it. Like silver could be 2 years, 3 years. Eventually, though, you get to 40. Not a biggie. I mean, that happens. Versus gold, which made that first run for the year. But look at that. So we have a pattern of deep crab. It's all-time 886. We have failed 3 times. Let me just say this. 4 times. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just interested in the type 1 to target 1. Type 2. Do we get to target 2? Do we get target $2? Not yet. Or is it super strong and it breaks out? I mean, that's I think the failure of the pattern, I'm more interested in that. For now, 2100, and we've said that for a long time. Caps it 1775. Yeah, I think 1850 really for gold. And the breakout, that's if you really want to chase gold, you chase it on the breakout. It's not there yet. You're going to be squeezed in that zone. You have been for 3 years. It's not going to get hurt, but you're not going to get the mass moves. What's up, Jonas? Jonas is saying that Beam and Big Time Crypto are both gaming tokens. I don't know any reason why gaming now. Is there some big thing about why gaming is the rage? Because, Avalanche is off the charts. That's been a good one for me. Here's Beam Spot. Yeah, this is new on a lot of exchanges. Remarkable. Beam at 2 cents now. Let me know if this is, make sure this is the right one. Oh, that's a good chart there. Beam Tether. No, this isn't this is the right one. There was 2 different ones. 13 cents for this one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where you can get that, but Beam is like those. Beam and Big Time. I mean, here's Beam. Was that really 30 and now 13? I don't know. Big Time, I know that's on Coinbase and have no clue why that's doing what it's doing, but check it out. Talk to you, show you a prime example of a failed pattern. How to fail a pattern? Well, you skyrocket into the completion. There's HSI above the hop level. Confirmation well above. I mean, nothing there that confirms it. Maybe you're up here around 60 cents on Big Time. I don't know. Type 2 Gartley on the hourly. It's tough. I mean, the only way for me to participate in something like that would be to actively trade it. Back here on the 22nd. Yeah, that was amazing, that bat pattern. Once they get out of the bag, though, jeez. Gaming narratives on Avalanche. Let's do a quick. I like Avalanche. I mean, chart-wise, I definitely think Avalanche is as good, maybe even better than Solana. I mean, look at that. That's beautiful. And then the weekly, it's a massive pattern. And Avalanche doing the things you want to see coming out of his zone. Confirmation there. Yes, the pattern completed all the way back here, but that's okay. At least do something like that. You broke out of this downtrend. 63.90 is still the play. Just wait for 4 hour. Look at how many 4 hour, just 4 hour HSI. Because I know a lot of time it's not easy to see something go and be like, all right, I got a FOMO. Let it pull back like here and here and here and here and here. That's just the last 2 months, 6 weeks. Half a dozen opportunities. We'll get another soon. A few more. Yeah, I think, listen, these that are mooning, I like something like Big Time. I'm not trying to dissuade you. It has moved an insane amount. So is Avalanche. But if their projection is to continue higher, then you're only part of the way through the move. Where's the other one? Yeah, I mean, that's Even a minimum assumption, yeah, gets you up back to the 886 to retest structurally that move and fail it, but pull back. Now, something I've talked about where I probably talk a lot about this in January's presentation, but why not start discussing it here? Listen, we want to look at standard RSI. You get a big crypto thrust, something like this, it's going to get overbought, yeah, but you want to look for an M formation, do the correction, and then go back and resume it. You know, you had that here. And once that breaks out, you're looking for the retest. You know, down, and now looking for the retest. Why? Because both of those are M, like that, M formations, complex structures. Those are usually associated with stronger moves, like I said, and set up what we call RSI BAM, that return phase. So check it out. Look at where those happened. There's where the first one happened. Pause, launched you. There's where the second one happened. So that could be the beginning of another pause. Pause before the launch. We'll do more of that. I think it's just trying to isolate, nail down a list of these that you can follow, that you let them skyrocket, come back, and then launch in for the next one. Demo is a new one. Blair's saying, what's up, Blair? Welcome. Demo looks like this. Don't know that one. Probably have to add it. Yeah. Nothing there yet. Can't really. There's not a big enough correction on the 4-hour to jump into that one. Maybe the hourly. I don't know. No. I'll keep my eye on it. One of the ones that did one recently was MNOP Ocean. Here you go. So these AI, they had a huge move up and starting to kind of stabilize after the correction. So here's Ocean, but let's just look at the amplified RSI, and this is going to be good to segue into next session. But overbought, yes. Okay, M formation. Y comes all the way in there. Start with there, X, A, B, C, down to the 50 at a minimum. But because that's doing what it's doing, that sets it up, reaction over. All right, start the move back up higher, just from an indicator perspective. That's how to treat it. And now look at this. So this is called ABCD RSI BAM. Why? Because you have this. You have an ABCD off the top, like that to there, corresponding with the return phase. So you should at least get that move on Ocean, go back, retest the previous peak, if not be a continuation move. There's a lot of these, so just want to line them up. And I do think it's about narrative, like the ones that people are going to talk about, the ones that people, will want to associate with, an AI, Ocean AI, Fetch AI, AIOZ, that other one, because that one has bounced off of a lot of levels. This is it. Back at 15, but check this thing out really quick, and I do want to wrap it up. Here's the daily, absolutely skyrocketing. And you'd say, okay, I'm crazy to go in there. But no, break it down on the hourly, or actually the 4-hour. There you go. All right, looks like another pause getting ready. But check this out. Look at the last correction move. All right, it is an M formation. The complex formation is there, but it's still valid. So just setting up for that next return move. That's AIOZ. We'll do more of this. If it's AGIX or even others, I think a lot of these are, you know, I welcome the pullbacks. I welcome the corrections. Let the air out, and then we go again on all of these. Yeah, it does. And yeah, and we got the whole list. I did gold members. I did upload 4 new, 3 ideas. What's up, Vlad? H bar, yeah. H bar. Doesn't that have a big weekly pattern? 7.3 cents. This has something big though. Hold on. There it is, H bar. Nothing wrong with that. Need time, but XA level's 9.1 cents, and target 1 is 26.5. Yeah, you're rolling over with some overbought action here. Isn't confirmed exactly yet, though. Great one looking left. Looking left. Anything on a 4-hour? I mean, not like I said, I think that's overdone at the moment, but okay, here's another one of these. You've had it a couple times, but this most recent correction, here's amplified RSI. Just blindly set that up. There's the M formation, overbought, does the minimum move back to 50. Also, just so you know, amplified RSI is a proprietary indicator on the software. So it's hypersensitive RSI. But it has some other features where, like, when it hits the 50 line, this red goes on. So that automatically detects if it's an M formation. Red line goes on when you get to the 50, come all the way down. But then you're looking for that to go back and retest. And we use that as a way to assess where the reaction's over. Okay, now it's set up, and even better, we're above this 50 line, and we broke out above that little nubule, little resistance area, and now go. So H bar, yeah, I like that. And I like where it is now to try to make a run to 9 cents. But the real acceleration doesn't start until above 9 cents. A lot of these are in a great spot, though, I gotta say. They really are. All right, Dustin, only for you, because courtesy Dustin, New York Leagues, for all the help on the videos. He wants to look at snow. You want to see snow? Go to the mountains. There you go. Snowflake. This is not necessarily a low floater, but we got to say recovery of the concept tech that is happening. Shark pattern right now, 195, 196. But what happens after? Because again, these are more about their weekly. And look at Snowflake. It's an all-time butterfly. That's just starting to happen. 224 is the likely objective on this move. But that's a good one. There's a lot of these that are setting up quite well. 1 or 2 more things that prior 3 ideas that maybe have surprised people. Listen, Target keeps on rocking. 135. It's a bat pattern. It's a crab pattern. I think 166 easy. I mentioned that last time. I'll keep mentioning it. Also, did anyone hear that McDonald's is coming out with the McRib again? Seriously, McRib. And look what it's doing. Exploding. I think the McRib 1618 breakout is coming for McDonald's. I'm kind of joking. I'm kind of not. There was nothing down there on McDonald's, seriously, to jump on this pre-McRib rally. But they're all going to go. Listen. We have to ask ourselves really one question: is the market going to roll over and die first week of January, and crypto going to go away, and everything turn on a dime, or is there going to be some kind of continuation of what really started a year ago? Because outside of about 2 or 3 months this summer, it's been a hell of a year. It's been a strong year. So I think people are going to get some clarity on what's going on and realize, yeah, this is part of something larger going down. If it's markets, if it's crypto, doesn't matter. We just need to position in those areas where it is moving. Let's get on it. Let's get it. All right. I'm going to cut it there. But great session, really. You guys caught me on a good cup of coffee. I had fun. Hope you did too. We'll be back on Thursday. Don't forget, okay, get over to harmonictrader.com and become a basic member here. Get all of that. And then the holiday special, 25% off. And I'm going to make sure to get the coupon code right. But available there. All right, see you back on Thursday, 12 noon Eastern. We'll give away some books and some other goodies. Thanks again, folks.